In this video, I'm going to show you how to create your very own stock alerts in the Simply Investing web application. We are going to create 3 different alerts. The first one is a very simple alert. We are going to use Walmart as an example. And so in the first alert, we want to get an email when the stock price for Walmart exceeds $120 a share. The second alert, as an example, we're going to use ADM. And for this one, we want to get an email when ADM is a top-ranked stock, becomes a top-ranked stock, and its earnings per share is greater than $4. And in our third example, we're going to create a third alert. And in this example, we're going to use J&J. And in this one, we want to get emailed when the dividend for J&J exceeds $5 a share, or the PE ratio is less than 22. So let's go ahead into the web application and create these 3 alerts. So the first thing you need to do is come here to the top right-hand side of the page. There's a little gear icon. I'm going to go ahead and click on that icon right now. Then I'm going to come over here, and you can see at the top there is a menu item called Alerts. I'm going to go ahead and click on Alerts. Then I'm going to click here where it says New Alert, and I will put in a name. So in this example, we'll just call it Alert 1. And then select the exchange. And because I said in this example, we're going to use Walmart. So Walmart trades on the New York Stock Exchange. And then I'm going to search by company name. And go ahead and click on the company name right here. And then click on the Create button. Okay, we can see that the alert is set up here, but we have not put in our alert components. So the next step is to go ahead and click on Configure. And now we're going to click on New Custom Filter Component. And so remember this one, for the first alert, we are going to set it to look at the stock price. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll here. Remember, there's over 135 different metrics that you can choose from. So I'm going to go ahead and click on share price. And then for operator, greater than. And the value is $120. And so let's review. What we want to do here is we want to get an email when the share price for Walmart exceeds $120 a share. I'm going to go ahead and click on the Create button. So now you can see, again, a summary of the custom filter that we've created for ourselves. And you can see it's based on share price greater than $120. And now we're going to go ahead and go back to alerts. And if you ever need to go back and make changes, you can click on Configure. And so you can make changes here. If you want to change the price, for example, to $180, you could certainly do that. You could change the operator as well. But I'm going to go back to alerts. If you decide you want to delete the alert, you can click here to delete. And if you want to rename your alert, you can click on Update. And you can go ahead and rename that as well. I'm going to go ahead and click Cancel. And let's create our second alert. And this one is with ADM. That's also trading on the New York Stock Exchange. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and click on the company name. Click on Create. And there's our Alert 2. I'm going to go ahead and click on Configure. So let's add our first custom filter component. So I'm going to click on New. So for the second alert, we are adding 2 conditions. So the first one is we want to make sure we get an email when ADM is a top ranked stock. So for this, we are going to scroll all the way to the bottom. And right here, SI criteria out of 10. And we want to make sure that the operator is equal. And so it has to equal to 10. Remember, when a company gets a 10 out of 10 in the SI criteria, it is a top ranked stock. So I'm going to go ahead and keep the closing operator to and because we are going to be adding another condition. So let's go ahead and click on create. Okay, let's click on new. And the next option was to look at the earnings per share. I'm going to go ahead and select EPS, and the operator is going to be greater than 4 and click on create. So what I've done here is I've created two conditions inside of my alert. So what this means is I'm going to get an email when the stock SI criteria is equal to 10 and the EPS is greater than 4. And both conditions have to be met in order for me to receive an email. Let's go ahead and build on our third alert. So I'm going to go ahead and click on new. Put in a name. And again, we're going to select our stock exchange. Enter in the company name, Johnson & Johnson. Click on create. And then click on the configure button for alert number 3. Click on new custom filter. And this is going to be based on the annual forward dividend greater than $5. And remember, for our third alert, we are going to be putting two conditions, but we're changing the operator from and, we're going to change it to or. Click on create. Click on new. Click on PE ratio, and you can see it's one of the Simply Investing rules, rule number 11A. So I'm going to go ahead and click on PE ratio, and the operator, we're going to change it to less than. And keep in mind, you've got a number of options to choose from here. In our case, we're going to select less than 22. Click on create. So what we've done here is we've added two components to our alert number 3, and I'm only going to get an email when the annual forward dividend for Johnson & Johnson is greater than 5 or the PE ratio is less than 22. So this closing operator is very important because it is part of our alert that we have now set up. I'm going to go back to alerts, and you can see that all 3 of our alerts are now set up.